basically either a full meter with the extra 20 on there. You'd need the full meter.
Well, okay, so the other thing too is I was getting really sick of OBS beating around the bush, and I decided that I was going to attempt to give it a bit more memory
Oh,
because that might actually be the problem.
well, hopefully something happens.
Yeah.
All right, I am opening up the chat as well. So, yeah, I'm gonna bring Elphanod and Minfilia. What are the win conditions on this? Oh, it's just I need to bring a full break.
No
Okay,
clue.
cool.
I'm just like hanging around the main menu because we're actually starting, and I just started the stream.
No, you should give me. Oh no, I double eyes. Sorry.
Oh
No, no,
crap!
no.
Yeah,
The doubler. Hold on, I'll open that.
the daily doubler.
That's over on this zone. All right, and we are.
Anyway, hey guys, this is V Prisoner, and welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy Record Keeper. Joining me as always is Slio9,
Hello.
and this time we've got the Final Fantasy 13 event of Lies and Love. More dumb crap that will probably spoil Slio9 since he's going through Final Fantasy 13 at this point.
I was gonna say, like, I saw this was a 13 event based around two characters I know nothing about in the game, and I was like, ah, fuck. So, like, at least, so the bosses existing doesn't actually spoil anything for me because I already know them all from doing realm dungeons, you know?
Yep.
So, but I'm sure
Yeah, a little bit of insurance on that one.
Yeah, but I am sure we'll yammer about where all these things are. There's one in particular I'm gonna yammer about, the Ultimate Plus fight. So, but that's not what we're doing first.
No, we're doing multiplayer first because unfortunately Daylight Savings has reared its ugly head once again, and so events and stuff get pushed back to 8 p.m. CST instead of 7.
An evil wizard has stolen 1 hour of time from every person. Not every person in the. Most people have had an hour stolen from them by an evil wizard. All right. Why is Elphanod front row? That's dumb.
Why is Alphanod front row?
Because Kane was back row in my previous attempt at this. Or not this, but...
Okay.
All right, so I'm setting up for multiplayer. I'm going to be using... Should I use the 4666 code, or...?
Probably. I'm probably just going to get another folk in here with,
what do I want to bring? Probably...
Now that is why Skype is a real butt.
What'd it do?
You know, the volume lowering thing.
Oh.
Almost forgot about that one.
Fun.
Yeah, anyway, we got Sid Reigns. He casts Doom on the entire party, first off. Oh, Father Wolf, it's going to be 4666.
Yep. How much
let's see. I haven't actually gotten a chance to take a good look at him. I actually kind of forgot to set up my parties for the event, so I just sort of had to cobble a bunch of teams together real quick.
All right, so I can tell you about this one. So, Sid Reigns here has a variety of physical and magical attacks. He has magical attacks such as Ruinga and Bioga, which are party-wide. He has Daze Go, which puts sleep, so you want anti-sleep accessories if you can. He has a couple, like, single target attacks, but a lot of them are multi. He has some, and once he starts getting lower in health, he moves towards magic rather than attacking. Also, at 40% and 70%, he will cast Ultimate Seraphic Ray, which removes named buffs such as Shell and Protect, but not unnamed buffs such as the res boost from Garnet's SSB or Wall, things like that. So
yeah,
you need to. There's at 2 points we're just gonna have to recast our buffs. I could bring in. Well, heck, let me one more thing. I guess I have to change.
If you're bringing Minfilia in, then I can swap out Raijin. I'm probably going to bring Ferris and Refia, because Ferris has, on top of the debuffs, she'll have Affliction Break for the Daze Guy.
Okay.
I should probably move this around.
I'm checking my accessories to see if there's anything I own with resist, debuff, sleep.
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely perfect, because Refi is already kitted out for FF13 stuff.
Sweet, Brawler's Bandana, that's a really good one.
It's also nice to know that Shura Glove is one of the top general attack boosting armors, because it has a 26 attack stat, which is, like, what most armors hover around if they are, like, attack boosting things in particular. Which is really nice because it also has fire boost on top of that, so very nice to bring.
Alright, so I am recruit party, choose raid ID 666.
Okay, and I am going to bring...
Recruit.
Well, I guess I don't need Meteor Crush since you have Minfilia.
Father Wolf, bring one and I will bring the other.
Let's see, what else can I bring?
That's it. Just choose which one you're bringing and I will swap. Because
Fire's Within for some healing.
Does my character currently show they have? Oh, by the way, the party's up.
Ah, yeah, excellent. If that's the case, then one sec, I will go ahead and raise the alarm at the over at the Goon Discord to get an extra hand.
Well, you might want to get in here first.
Got it, Coach.
Wouldn't 100% recommend raising the alarm until, you know, you're in.
Jeez, you act like you haven't done setups before.
What? I do setups all the time. That's like my thing. But like
in
my
real
thing,
life?
No. I'm lying. God.
Well, I knew you were doing that.
Okay, you got the bucket. That's the pumpkin. Pumpkin's very good.
Uh-huh. For God's sake.
Alright. I think this is Father Wolf.
Let's see here. Oh.
I see Protect Gus, so I'm gonna switch over to Shelga.
There we go.
Soul breaks.
I have like 50 billion devices in my lap.
Alright,
this setup is ghetto as hell.
You are in the zone. Is that... Does Ferris just have, Is Ferris kitted out with, Mako Might, I assume?
Yes.
Alright, I'm actually...
yes, she is.
I'm going to switch Minfilia to a full-time healer, then. And you have Affliction Break as well. I could bring Affliction Break anyway.
One sec. Okay, so what are we missing? Probably heals.
I'm switching Minfilia to more healing. Because I don't need to bring Full Break and Magic Breakdown if you're bringing Ferris BSB. All that does is harm us, actually. It breaks my rule of not bringing metal conditions, but I mean...
I assume that metal conditions are basically like lower his stats.
They are. It's stat lower, and don't die. So what I have done, I switched. You probably can't see it, or maybe you can. There you go. One thing that I didn't mention that Sid Reigns does is it actually applies Protect and Shell. So
yeah, that's what I figured.
I am bringing a.
I noticed all the Dispel.
I'm bringing a Banishing Strike for that. And you've got the breakdown, so I don't have to worry about that. So Minfilia is going to be the secondary healer.
Okay, well, I've sounded the alarm, so hopefully someone will bite.
Yep.
If someone doesn't for a few minutes, then maybe just like
open the
gates.
Open the game. I can do that. Oh, cool! It actually is like reflecting my changes too. That's good. Because, yeah, I don't need to bring... Because I could, like... Minfilia is one of my favorite characters to have in multiplayer. Because Minfilia has this ridiculously good skill set for it. Of combat, white 5, and support 5.
She is a very excellent alternative to Ramza. Right down to the shout.
I'm sorry. Combat 4, Knight 5, support 5, white 5. So... That means I can play offense, like if I switched over to like Saint Cross and Banishing Strike, because right now she's upped holy damage because of a lot of her equipment. She can play healer, she can bring extra buffs, she can bring breakdowns, she can bring affliction break. It's just anything you need, you got it. Elfanaud's the same way. My Elfanaud, as you can see, is fully dived in white, having that Kirata there. Elfanaud has black 4, white 4, but can dive to black 5, white 5, and also has summoning 5. Elfanaud's real good. Alright, if nobody bites within another minute here, I'm gonna go ahead and open it up.
Well, I'm wrangling up one guy.
Oh, you have somebody wrangled? Works for me.
Yeah, I told him that we're doing heals, that we need heals, so I'm sure that he's busy whipping us up
Do we need more heals here?
a healer. Possibly?
Like,
I don't know, does Ishtola have her burst?
yeah.
Huh. How about that?
Like, because right now, if like somebody else brings in a pair of supports, our current damage dealers are you and Hope, I guess.
Thank you. Well, okay, so the thing is, Father Wolf is going to be showing off the new Hope BSB, which is much more utility-based. Actually gives us a 30% attack and magic boost. So, that's nice.
Oh, that's gonna. I guess that'll overlap with the flame.
Throw and shell covered.
That seriously has the onion boost on it? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. Let me pull up my list of.
Like, the thing is, unfortunately, Hope's BSB 2 does not have Unholy. Like, the thing is, Hope's BSB 1 is better for damage, but this one's much better for utility. And it's also the only source of AoE Dispel we have at the moment.
Oh, it has a Dispel on it too?
Yep.
Wow, we are all wrangled up for this sort of thing.
I mean, assuming we have to fight 5 Sid Rains at once.
Target focusing, auto stun, selfie. Oh, wow. That's got a lot of... Oh, okay. Self magic res plus 30%. And then hope.
Ah, there we are.
Okay. I see we got...
Oh, here comes a special boy!
Alright. Sid Rain sounds good to me. Alright. Looks like we should be ready to go.
Nice.
Once this person is set.
Oh! His app crashed. He's gonna be right back.
Oh. Womp womp. Hope. Mode 1.
My thoughts exactly, Father Wolf.
AoE slow 29% and dispel and on.
Ah, there we go. Jeez.
25. Okay. Wow.
All right, he's ready to go. Let's roll out.
Right. Let's rock it. We have a lot of debuffs we get to apply on this, so this will be good. Mm-hmm. And also, our party is going to have a huge.
Oh, I guess Sorata Yui. I stream this using BlueStacks, specifically 1.0, because BlueStacks beyond that is bloated to hell with adware.
Mm.
But with this one, things like Record Keeper work absolutely fine, save a few emulation thingos where the animations just sort of hang for too long.
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Also, alright, and we want deployment tactics plus blessing of light. We lead with as
honestly
many.
Deployment tactics can't hurt because I mean we're getting the Radiant Shield anyway.
I love Radiant Shield in multiplayer. It's incredibly powerful because any AoE attacks get basically like if we get hit by like an AoE that's like 1500 damage, we're reflecting 12,000 back.
Wait, so you're telling me you play Diablo 3 and you like Thorns?
Oh, yeah. I like Thorns when I have 8 characters around me that also all have Thorns on. So...
Oh, good point.
But also, like, I mean, the 30-30, like, attack magic is also really good in multiplayer because it stacks off with Shout, and Ramza's usually around. Luckily, for me, Ramza isn't around, but we don't actually have a haste wide in the party this time, so that's interesting.
Most of us do.
That's fine. One thing that does happen in this fight is that Dispel gets thrown around twice, which means that, like, party-wide haste generally is...
I mean, the good news is that a lot of this shit is, again, it's only named buffs that get thrown out.
Yes. Oh, mental breakdown. Hell yeah. Oh!
Good dang!
Good thing that there's this coming. Also, I got the reflect for 5,000, I suppose.
Oh yeah, we may not have mentioned last time, but Eiko finally got her Memory Crystal 3, so she can finally get up to 99.
She can take hits. Up, counter protect. All...
Like that matters.
Yeah, oh, right. We're gonna have Hope BSV2 here. What matters for this entry damage? Actually, no, that's magic. Never mind.
Oh, was that himself?
Ugh!
Shit. Oh!
Stop that! Will you target anybody
Baptism and motherfucking ruin here.
Target literally anybody else, please. Okay, Christ.
Why is it doing so much damage?
Minfilia, sadly, is not... Okay, it was because we didn't have Shelga up. Because I went with deployment tactics first.
We had Stone Skin up. It shouldn't be doing 5 fucking K.
Yeah, without with Stone Skin, full break, and a magic down. I realized we had a lot up. Alright, Sid Reigns here. Oh! Did we win it? Hell yeah. I'm happy that Sid Reigns is here to play. So we're getting close.
This is only good news for that Hope.
We're getting close to the ultimate Seraphic Rays cutoff point. I don't know if it's a counter or if it's a like first thing he does on his ATB. Ah, crap.
Yeah, that's not doing that much damage.
Well, that was party wide. Like, single target things get to be ridiculous, you know?
Oh, congrats on finally beating the Gal Pals, newbie.
Oh, Lord. Okay. This is going, like, I'm waiting for the ultimate, like, Dispel to come down. Also, I need to throw a Dispel on that. Who's got the Kirata? Yeah, like that. We just reflected 9,000 points on it, you know? Nice. There we go. Everybody's backed up to reasonable health. Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Okay, so
Oh, I got the raise.
So that thing hurts like hell, and I need to reapply. We need to like reapply buffs like now.
Now. I'm gonna go ahead and heal up. And you said now with this he's going to start becoming more magic focused.
He won't be 100% magic, as you'll see. He's basic attacking right now, but during the offensive shift, he is supposed to be
basic attacking, you say?
Yeah, I know. Also, I need to at some point take the time to dispel because we don't have that on yet. He's currently protected and shelled. Well, he sure is loving. Wow, that's 8.
What?
What the hell is this?
Sid, calm the fuck down! Come on!
Sid, dude.
Holy shit!
Sid, my dude.
Well, if you got your guts, then maybe you should roll it out.
We'll see. I really don't think I have the time. I think I need to dispel, unless, like, basically, unless, it gets reapplied immediately by, our buddy, Hope. No, I can't take that chance. I'm just doing Dispelling Strike.
Fine. I accept.
Doe.
It's actually not like most of us still have our.
Yeah, the only person who doesn't have guts right now is Minfilia herself. Please stop, please stop. Will you cut that out? Okay.
Oh, you want more? Oh, you want some spamming stamps? Here's some stamps, motherfucker.
Come on.
Oh, we finally got that nasty shit off.
Okay, and a full party heal.
Whew.
I guess he really likes this dumb physical in this form.
Guts is still living high on the hog.
It might be that there's a second shift is the thing. I don't know.
I doubt it because he did that at half health.
Anyway, I'm taking the time to reapply deployment tactics so that we have the damage boost going. And I don't know if I cut that out.
Do, 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 do.
Yeah, I'm taking this. Oh, by the way, because Minfilia got punched like 8 times in a row, every single punch singularly gave her soul break gauge. So she has 2. She just has 2 gauges now.
I was gonna ask, like, does she have like 3 gauges now?
Yeah, she's got 2 gauges full. Okay,
so you get to.
This
okay,
is
there we
likely
go.
the point where he swaps to a magic form. Anyway, he's at 25%, and we've taken heavy damage. Oh boy, we need to again reapply shell and protect. So
yeah,
or kill him. I mean,
either way works.
okay, this really only gives me the guts, but I want that 50% attack back applied.
Absolutely. I think at this point too, you might be able to like help out with the damage by rolling in your burst.
I could, assuming Minfilia doesn't go down. Screw it. I'll just apply the echo. Thank you.
Yeah, funny thing about your guts.
Yeah, I'm going straight into the echo just to. Okay, this should be the. Hell yeah. Alright, that's the dispel. Shell goes back on, and we've got a lot of damage incoming.
It's physical based for now, but we're just like worried that he's gonna throw 50 ruin guns at us.
I think he's actually magic based in this. Oh no, he's not. He's seriously just punching. Holy shit!
Help!
Whatever. He's gonna. You know how much reflected damage he's gonna take? Like, he's getting ruined by these reflected damages. best I've got as far as damage goes.
Hey, it works.
Okay, we might be losing Ferris and or Hope here.
Laters!
It's fine. Divine Judge, is that the fight? No, Lingering Spirit can be the fight.
Assuming he doesn't magic pixel us. Oh my god, he did!
Oh! No, he's good. We're good.
Whew.
I guess the stuff I had was not truthful on his... Well, maybe not, actually. I'm looking at the...
Oh, you'll prank me with lag, will you, fucker? That was really fun.
That was. Enemy stats and AI. And the raid bosses...
Yeah, like, seriously, instead of him just, like, hitting 50 billion times at, like, every action, I was expecting him to just throw Ruin Ghost at us for 6k.
Here's his pattern in, Okay, that's what it is. Once he goes under 70, he stops using physical attacks, basically. Like, that from 70 until the point where he uses his first ultimate Seraphic Ray. And then from that point, he's all physical punching your ass, it seems like.
Okay.
I see forced attack, 8 hit, forced attack, 8 like 4 hit, like after he does the offensive shift, so.
Anyway, I know what we're doing right now.
Yeah. Alright.
Keep the pain train coming. Alright, so this recently came out, a new Torment dungeon. This one is the 3 Gigases from Final Fantasy II, all at the same time.
Also, holy fuck, that's Vitality 4 stars? Oh my god.
Yeah. So the idea is they each have weaknesses to their own respective elements, you know. Thunder Gigas is weak to poison. Because, you know, Thunder can't really fit a neat and tidy weakness in there, but there you go. The thing is, though, in no small part due to Maria's BSB being a thing, they're all weak to Earth.
Yeah, the fact that they're all weak to Earth just makes me laugh. It's like, bring Maria's BSB. Like,
sort of a party full of level 80s should be able to pull it off. Like, for 140? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, as I'm saying, like, a bunch of level 80s should be absolutely fine. It'll just depend on, like, tactics-wise, and also, I'm certain of that. Like, heck, that's mostly what Wandering Newbie shows off, you know?
Yeah. So, here's the thing. They love to use lots of party... Oh, fuck me. They love to use lots of party-wide stuff. Lots of AoEs. And for the most part, this only means that I have to go back and get my FF2 stuff, because for whatever reason I put it back in the vault.
Well,
like an idiot. So while I'm busy getting that stuff, the Gigases, I'll have lots of AoE, like I said. Their AoE is as follows. The Fire Gigas will occasionally cast Fira. The Ice Gigas counters attacks with Blizzara. And the Thunder Gigas has Thunderbolt, which hits really fucking hard, so bring some mitigation for the love of God.
So, cool thing about that, about Thunderbolt and all that,
Aye.
The Gigases start the fight on Wave 5 with fixed ATB. And the Thunder Gigas will always lead with Thunderbolt. So if you actually go into the fight without, like, your shell/wall up, you lose. You lose the fight. Because you don't actually have time for wall to resolve. So, like, you want to apply your buffs on the wave directly before directly before.
Yes. And also on that note, we are going to bring plenty of lightning resistance.
Yes.
Just to help. Thunderbolt is by far the scariest
They are
of their attacks.
again. They're heavy magic. Heavy magic, but they're not all magic. They can all like throw rock. I think is what that is, like rock throw or whatever the hell their move is. It's just like, oh yeah, by the way, take a rock to the face. That happens.
Boulders is physical, by the way.
Yeah. That's their physical move. So hope they don't boulder too much.
Yeah. Also, I'm probably gonna have to. Yeah, because the Thunder Gloves already provide lightning resistance, so I don't really need that.
I can also, talking a bit more in specifics about like what the Gigases do and that sort of thing. Again, that sort of stuff is generally what I've got behind me. Is that the Gigases, the Thunder Gigas is actually the weaker health one. It has around 40,000 less HP than both the Fire and Ice Gigas. So you kind of want to focus that one, just down if possible.
Okay, that one just has higher mind. Okay. So what we're doing here is we're gonna throw out some pity attacks in order to fulfill metal conditions, but our offense is largely based around Earth. Ingus and Rydia having very solid AoE Earth BSBs. Ingus in particular, his BSB is really fucking good.
Yes. Yeah, Gigas Armlet is also, as you might expect, a powerful accessory for the fight.
I wasn't around
I know,
the Gigas Armlets.
I know, I'm bringing that, neither was I.
I'm not that old. Give me some slack.
Other things. What was the last? This is one of the fights where. I'm sorry. This is not a fight where they have like a weak phase or something like that, where they hit when they hit under a certain like health amount. So if you do want to AoE them down, that'll work.
Yeah, they'll just basically go all out all the time.
Like in some fights, we've kind of talked about this, where I think the FF8 fight was the one that had it the most. Like against Fujin, Raijin, and Cypher, if you like tried to AoE them down, they all got mad, and then you probably get ruined for it. That sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Also, they're much more tolerable than Triton, Nereid, and Phobos from the first one, because they don't revive each other upon death.
Well, not only that, they have multiple weaknesses.
Yeah.
So you need to find yourself a pretty cool looking. Again, as we mentioned, honestly, the reason that these are set up as a Earth weak enemies is Maria's BSB exists.
Fuck.
What?
I accidentally hit healing magic because she had the circlet on.
Oh.
That's annoying.
Restarting's free.
Then again, it will hit Rydia. Not anymore, it won't.
Literally, restarting's free. Oh! Two other things to note about this torment. Number one, these first four waves are basically the most dangerous I've seen out of any of the other torments.
Yeah, they have party-wide AoE physical attacks that are like 2k a hit.
These ones will ruin you.
What?
Second thing I like to note, and this is literally the way I get through all of these. In all of the torments, every single one of them, none of the general enemies have been immune to petrify.
Uh-huh.
So, like, break blade / break itself, actually pretty good.
Yeah, honestly, like, it's just a little tough to get started in this fight, just because, like, you're getting wailed on while you're busy ramping up. And remember, you do have to conserve resources for the boss.
Right. Also, the whole break thing.
What in God's name is it doing?
Well, you fleed and then went back in.
Oh, pissed, and it remembered that.
Yeah, I remembered that. So you already burned the bar. You have to back all the way out.
Well, fortunately, that is the other gimmick of the Torment Dungeons. They refund your stamina if you can't hack it.
Yep. That's honestly, like, I don't know how much I would want to do them if they didn't, like, actually have that feature. Like, that would suck a lot, because, you know, you'd want to try out different things. It's like, yeah, 60 stamina. Oh, okay.
The 60 stamina, I'm sure, is there to prevent people from, like, farming it.
Yes.
You know, there's another thing that can prevent people from farming it, just saying.
I mean, I like the setup they have. I mean, get your refunded stamina, and it's, you know, it's free.
Look, if you're all gung-ho about farming this place, you are far crazier than I am.
Oh, hell. Honestly, I don't farm much of anything. Even, like, I'm at the point where I don't have any realm dungeons left, and I just kind of leave stamina on the table for, like, daily stuff, like, unless it's a day that I care about. Like, today, you know, I have a party that's walking through Experience Dungeon, and on Wednesdays I walk through the Lightning and Windstorm Dungeon. Yeah, see, check that out. Freaking, look at these hits. Like, that's before anybody has gotten a chance to act, and the party's at half.
Yeah. It's kind of dumb.
Yeah, it's quite powerful. Yeah. So much.
Now then, we are much better. So at this point, I'm going to try and make sure that Ishtala has at least 2 charges of Soulbrick going in to the... Well, I'm going to have her use Stone Skin right before the boss fight, and then just, like, I want to make sure she at least has a charge in order to reapply Wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick question, if you don't mind. I have 200 Mithril, and was curious if it would be possible to get up to 250 if I were to pull on this banner for the anniversary.
Possibly. We're getting 75 for the Super Luckies. There are 3 Super Lucky banners that will be showing up around the anniversary time, and we're just going to get a... Well, Japan got 75 Mithril. I'm pretty sure we're going to get 75 Mithril too. We're also going to get an extra 50 Mithril this week when Orbfest kicks in, because they have some like crazy-ass Mithril dungeons that they're doing for like free scratch.
I feel pretty confident that you'll be able to get up to 250 if you pull on the 13 banner.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
If you pull down from 200 to 150, if we're just talking about events and stuff and login bonuses over the next 2 weeks, you're probably going to get about 30 to 35 from that, and then there's the Mithril that we'll be getting because of the event. It's close, but you should be fine.
Yeah, like, they're going to give you a shitload of Mithril in preparation for the anniversary.
We've already gotten a lot of that, though. We've gotten 45 from the weekend login bonuses over the last month.
Yeah, we still haven't gotten, like, the 75 and then the 50.
That 75 is including that 45. So, like, it's actually only, like, an additional 30 or so.
Ah, that's so, huh?
Yes.
Alright.
That bomb is almost dead.
This was the first wave, by the way.
Yes, there's the game bonus ones, like the mix and match quiz and those ones. So...
This will go much, much quicker now that we have both BSBs online.
Castle Waltz will arrest you for trying to do that to the tribes. You will be put in jail.
They don't like you taking their knives.
Yeah, either, like, Castle Walls will arrest you, and then they'll throw you in Karnak jail. Actually, they'll probably throw you in the Jackanape jail for that.
Oh my god.
And you really don't want
There's no worse place to be than the Jackanape jail.
You kinda don't want to be in the Jackanape jail, so I would not recommend. if you wanted to farm Mithril, the Wyverns are just not a good choice for it. They take this very seriously. Okay, another thing about the Torment here, and this is one of the other kind of kindnesses of it. These are all count as different waves. Yeah, hopefully that.
Yeah, so if you quickly back out, then you'll get to restart on the wave that you backed out on.
Yep. Which means if you actually do get to the boss, you'll be good.
The thing is, though, if you die, then you're not allowed to restart.
Yeah.
So they get you that way.
Yeah, hopefully that helps you with your decision. I can also link you to there's a person that does like a Mithril calendar sort of thing to count up. Oh, actually no. I'm pretty certain you'll be able to hit that Mithril because we're getting a dungeon update in a couple days too.
Oh, that's right.
And that's another 16, yeah.
Oh, it's a good one too. I believe it is 3, 9, and Tactics.
Yeah. If it has a lucky banner, I might pull on it because of that setup of characters. Like 3 means it has Onion. The Tactics means it has that's a good setup of like areas.
You have Sid's OSB, but there are plenty of other fish in the sea.
Right, I mean, knowing my luck, I'll pull on it and well, there's 2 different lucks I can have. There's the luck where I get 3 of 11 and it's Lunette's BSB, like Onion BSB, and like some other garbage. And then there's the luck where it's just 3 copies of Ovili's hat, you know?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Like, and I don't really want 3 more copies of Ovilia's hat, seeing as I already have 2 of them or something like that, you know, that sort of thing, but I want Ovilia's... I don't actually know. Ovilia doesn't fit really well into a party because she only has white. Like, that's it. I think it's white 5 is her only ability. It's really weird. Yo, Riddy is doing a lot of work.
It sounds like she was an early adapter.
Yeah.
Early adapters have a lot of problems like that.
Yeah. Especially so because she's a character that... Oh, shoot, yeah, the other reason I might want to pull on that Lucky Banner is because it would have a chance at Agrias' shield.
Yeah, by the way, we're once we get done with this, we'll go ahead and discuss the Ultra Select banner. Yes,
we do have the Ultra Select to talk about, which, if you're familiar with the... if you're at all familiar with, like, what the Japanese Ultra Select looks like, it's very close.
Anyway, we'll talk more about what the Ultra Select is exactly once we get done with this.
Oh my god, okay, so one thing that makes it... I talked about Break being, like, a thing you can do in these fights, but Break is not really a thing you can do when it's like, there's 6 enemies. So yeah, this is the wave you want to reapply, things on, because it's wave 4. No, that's fine. I say it because I don't either. I just looked at it for this specifically.
And they have to actually, like, back out if Ingus kills all of these guys.
Ooh, yeah.
Hopefully he won't. Okay, we're fine.
Okay. Well, but yeah, we'll talk about Ultra Select. We'll also... We've got a lot of stuff to go through on today's, I guess. Torment, we already did multiplayer, and then we have the entirety of the 13 event, so...
Yep. Alright, here we go.
Alright, okay, so watch out for falling rocks, and make sure you hit all those metal conditions. I know you just brought along your shitty one-shot abilities just for that.
Yeah, I just put on all of my defensive mitigation, that's how hard Thunderbolt is hitting for.
Yes. Again, also, fixed ATB, and, like...
So, I made sure to bring a Barrel Serpent handy so that, like, I can make Thunderkikus sit the fuck down.
Yep. So yeah, that was
killing him is top priority.
Yeah, not only is it top priority, it is the easier one to do.
Because I ain't even the 250, so this is a little bit easier for me.
Right. Oh man, onion. This is the onion time. This is the onion place. Are you ready? One thing I can talk about while the fight's going on is the motes that you get from this. They are monk motes.
Vitality, you said?
Monk.
Monk. Life Pain has been getting better. If you have Refia or Zell, good stuff.
Yeah, the 200 gives you 30 of whatever 5-star mote the dungeon's about. Meaning that's enough for like the rank 1 to raise their thing to 6-star, and then the rank 2 to give them the ability. So you can do that twice on 2 characters.
The other thing I'm going to say too is I believe at some point Thunder Gigas is going to use a second Thunderbolt, and then Fire Gigas will cast Fira as a chaser. So making sure both of them are mitigated.
Yes.
Very good idea.
And again, the Frost one you kind of want to leave alone for a while. Well, you actually have a good power here, and that is you've got Rydia. And something to talk about with Rydia and just like the game in general. You'll notice that you did your AoE attack there with Rydia, and there was no counter from the Frost Gates.
Yeah, that's because summons don't get countered.
Yeah, summons and the burst entries are uncounterable. So Rydia, otherwise that Frost Gigas counters 100% of attacks thrown at it, and there's that thing you just talked about, the chaser. So.
Yep.
So yeah, that means that's how this fight's going. Is it's like, okay, we need to, summoning is basically the way to beat up on that Gigas, because all it does is like throw rocks otherwise, basically.
Also, Angus is doing a hell of a lot of damage.
Holy shit.
Like, Leon's BSB axe is the one thing that I have. Like, it's the best weapon that I have for FF2. It's probably my only 5-star for it, but damn, it's putting in some work.
At this point, I will ask, have you hit metal conditions?
Not yet.
You're getting close to killing that Thunder Gigas.
Yes, I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and fix that real quick. Sword of Force. Unfortunately, boulders don't care about aggro, so
yeah.
I don't know. It helps. Angus is already extremely good if you have his BSB. He often gets overlooked, but he has a really versatile skill set for being just a knight.
Kite 100%. Say you have so I have not done this yet, but my plan coming into this is to bring Maria's BSB and also Elfanaud's BSB, which has an ether on it. And then you can use that ether to replenish Valgamonda to hit. What does Valgamonda hit for metal conditions, actually? Fuck.
I think he hits 2 of them.
I think he hits 2 of them, if I'm remembering my abilities right.
Maybe because you need poison for 1, absolutely. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and start doing metal conditions.
Fire,
since,
ice,
I already landed. Yeah. I already landed the Biora on Thunder Gigas, so down it goes, and that takes care of the nastiest bit. Right. This fight gets a lot easier once you whittle down the Gigases.
Yeah, with that one out, you're feeling a lot better, and you can also kind of reserve the Frost one until like you've got the fire down if you wanted. But yeah,
absolutely.
So yeah, Valgamonda is a very powerful thing to bring for this. Absolutely. Good.
Okay, so I think after this, I will go ahead and use that Pity Faraga on him.
Okay.
I've been neglecting to do so, but only because he counters it.
Right, and waiting until the Fire Gigas is, like, either down or basically down means, like, yeah, that's fine, because you've got,
Yeah, that's like around... That's over 8,000 damage a hit. I'm down with that.
basically you've got some uncounterable things in your party.
I'll go ahead and take the quick heal.
Yeah. Also, you might be near a point where you're gonna have to replenish your
I already replenished my wall.
onion.
But you are right about buffs.
Yeah. Things with fights like this is that a lot of times there's so much going on, it's very easy to miss one little thing and just be like, whoops.
Oh, absolutely. Especially since Onion probably wore off, so I'll go ahead and fix that up.
Yep.
But by this point, the counters become much less scary.
Alright, well,
now that you are bringing all of your shit to bear on this guy.
yeah. Doubly so, because he ain't gonna be countering Rydia.
Yeah, Rydia is a pretty fantastic person to bring to this fight.
Yeah, we talked about, you know, we've mentioned Maria's BSB a lot because, you know, Maria gets realm synergy for this and, like, and such. So if you're doing, like, the CM for it, I mean, like...
I'm pretty sure you had a real fun time with this one.
But, Rydia is also all earth damage, her BSB, and is uncounterable earth damage more importantly, so...
Yeah, like, the thing is, summon damage as in BSB form is not as common as you would think.
Right, we have...
And it's actually pretty fantastic. Like, Alphanod, for instance. All of his shit is summoned.
Yeah. Like, I think at this point we have Yuno's BSB 2, because BSB 1 I think is actually magic damage for some reason.
Yeah, Maria's command is 1 is Earth, and command 2 is Earth Fire. Command 2 also has a buff, a magic buff on her.
Yep. And also the,
okay,
the 6-up thing, all that jazz.
Yep, so that's the champion. Like, the Firaga on Ishtola was basically the only way that I could fit all 3 elemental conditions into the party.
Yep.
I absolutely needed everything else. And fortunately, I was able to build up enough meter with her just on her own for it to be alright.
I'll say it's very hard to do these without, like, you couldn't have done this without doing the exploit weakness to fire either, because, like, you're gonna lose medals to, like, damage taken over the course of the fight.
Oh, absolutely. That's why that 250 is complete and not mastered. I'm in no hurry to master it. Okay, so now that we've got some room to breathe, I said we were going to talk about the Ultra Select. So, let's go ahead and, Jens, could you bring up the anniversary thing?
So I've got it right here. Let me read off what the Ultra Select banner will contain.
First off, I'll just mention that the Ultra Select banner was a banner created entirely out of relics that were voted on in a survey last month by, like, everyone in Global. And so, these are the top 4, and top 3 OSBs, BSBs, and SSBs, respectively.
Now,
that's 11 relics.
Now, two notes on this. One, that format is assuming that it's copying the format of Japan, which it likely is, but that's not 100%. I mean, they sometimes do odd things, so maybe this will... I'll read off everything on the list on the top 5, just in case. And note that I'm talking about things that are off it. Number 2, in Japan and last year, the first poll on the Anniversary Ultros banner was free.
Yes, we're expecting a free 11x poll on this banner.
So,
that's huge.
So to note the items on it, the OSBs, the top 5 OSBs as voted by the global community, were Cloud's Ragnarok with Finishing Touch, Terra's Blood Sword with Scorching Flames, Lightning's Gladius with Thunderfall, Squall's Punishment with Sub-Zero Blast. So that's the top 4, and the one that's 5th on the voting was Titus's Apocalypse, which is his water OSB. I mean, obviously it's his only OSB, but it's water and non-elemental. So those first 4 are the ones that should be included. So
yeah, can't really go wrong with this selection either.
Right.
They're all very standard, very strong OSBs.
The only one that's any different on the OSBs is Lightning's, which has a, like, if you use it consecutively, it gets stronger.
Which actually works against it in a lot of instances.
Right. It means that the first usage of it is actually lower damage than most OSBs. The second one is the same as most OSBs, and then the third one is Energy Rain. Thank you.
Yes. Energy Rain is Tidus's. It's the water.
I don't have the name of the BSB of those for the ones that aren't on this list ahead of me. Anyway, so those are the OSBs, which
so like overall, very solid. Can't really go wrong with those. Especially since we will eventually be getting Keeper's Choice 3, which is a banner that allows you to pick from a selection of in-element relics.
For instance,
you can just like for instance, you can lots of
I think
Cloud's Clim Hazard, which is in Wind.
Yeah, Clim Hazard is the one that's specifically on there. I know. All right, the bursts.
Here we go.
Number 1 voted burst was Onion, Onion Knight's Onion Gauntlet with Vessel of Fate.
Of course,
as you saw in the fight. Number 2 on the bursts was Y'shtola's Healer's Circlet with Asylum, which is the Stone Skin party-wide heal that has instant Kiraraja and like. Also just a party-wide heal on its 2 commands. The third one was Paladin Cecil's Excalibur with Paladin Force.
That one came out of nowhere. No one was expecting Paladin Force to make the list.
Which is kind of funny because the Japanese one had it. So.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But like, it's not even like Paladin Force is bad. It's old, but it's very solid. It's a great AoE holy BSB.
Yeah. Then the fourth one on here is Eris's White Materia, which is, again, it's a party-wide heal with a party-wide heal as Command 2, and Command 1 is a single-target heal with Mind plus 30%.
It's not wowzer amazing, it does its job very well, but at the same time, like, Eris, like, everyone's saying Eris just got there from popularity reasons, and there is quite a bit of that in voting.
And then the fifth one that is, again, not expected to be included on the banner, but I'm going to note it anyway. So those are the top 4. The fifth one is Agrius's Excalibur.
Oh, yeah, that was really sad.
Yeah, which has her... God, I use this all the damn time. I don't remember the name of the burst. It's 4 hits, AoE, Impair... It's Beatrix's. It's basically...
Yeah, it's Divine Ruination.
Yeah. It's basically that. So that's not expected to be on the banner. Divine... I use it all the time. Agrius is, like, in my main squad. I can just picture.
Yeah, Agrius is fantastic.
I can picture the swords coming out of the ground. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So the big ones on there, like Onion and Y'shtola, are kind of the big winners for the BSBs. Everybody wants Onion. Though one of the hard things is if you're a character who wasn't, if you're a player who was not around during the FF3 event, Onion motes are not easy to come by. There will be an FF3 event soon. Yeah, well, I think in a couple weeks.
Yeah, so they will be making a comeback, but it's just like...
Right, it's something to note. Like, Onion Knight without any Onion motes is actually kind of a hard character to make use of, because he just doesn't have 5, you know? So, anyway, the SSBs, again, we're expected to have the top 3 off this list, and you probably could guess most of these. The number 1 on here was Celis's Excalibur with Indomitable Blade, aka Runic.
Yep.
Ramza's Platinum Sword, Shout.
Obviously.
AKA Shout. It's Shout. And number 3 on here is actually Onion Knight's Onion Sword with Onion Slice.
I wasn't expecting that, but that's fine.
Yeah, with, which is Onion Knight's lesser known relic, but it is a 8 to 11 hit, attack that has defense and res minus 50% as a specific debuff, which is not a common debuff. I think it's only on like Tyro's BSB and like a couple of it's not common. So
I think the reason why people look over Onion Knight's Onion Slice is because they tend to use him a lot more as a mage. Just because of the skill set.
True, especially like Ninja Mage is a very good thing to be doing with that. Or even just like a back row support character.
Mm-hmm. But all in all, it's still a very good Super Soul Break.
So those are the 3 we expect on the banner. Number 4 was Yuna's Chaos Rod, which has party-wide cure plus the 2,000 stock.
Yep, that's pretty good.
And Sheep Song, which is Kryle's Sheep Song. I don't remember the name of the Fire Lash, is it?
Yes, it's Fire Lash. Magical equivalent of Shout gives you 30% magic to the party, major regen, and haste.
Yeah, so it is the magic equivalent of a Shout. It is something if you're, like, I think these days it's sort of been supplanted by ley lines, but it's party-wide high regen is not like, don't sleep on that, you know. It's actually quite good for keeping you around.
No, like party-wide regen can save your ass in a lot of spots.
Also, it has a better animation than ley lines.
Yes, it does.
Because it has the Kryle and the sheep outfit. It's really great. So yeah, those are the...
It's strong.
Those are the 11 items. We have the 4 OSBs, the 4 BSBs, and the 3 SSBs. So...
all in all, a pretty dang strong banner.
Well, doubly so, because, you know, it's a banner we are very likely getting a free pull on.
Yeah, like, also, bear in mind, this is all of the winners from 2016. Which is why you don't see Sid Reigns on there. Right.
The biggest, the most interesting thing to me, I guess, that I've heard a lot of people talking about this as like, I'm a little disappointed, and I heavily disagree. Like, if there's a lot of duplicates for you on the banner, yeah, that kind of sucks, but a lot of these items are great. Like,
oh, absolutely. This is fantastic for most people who, like, don't have a whole lot of relics.
Yep.
Like, I mean, it's very good that, like, people love Onion Knight's BSB so much that it was just a shoo-in for that spot.
I know, it was just number 1.
And it's really great that Ishtola's BSB is in there, too, because it's also fantastic.
One thing that always confuses me is there's, like, generally a lot of chatter about, like, how good or bad a BSB is, and for some reason, people have a large vocal amount of people have a huge distaste for, Ishtola's BSB because it applies Stone Skin.
There are 2 reasons for that, which are very middling and inconsequential. The first one is Stone Skin prevents damage to you for about 30% of your max health, but this also has the downside of you not being able to build meter from damage. The thing is, too, you have Life Siphon, you have Wrath. Most knights, even though they draw aggro, can also use Life Siphon and/or Wrath.
Yeah.
The second thing is that since you're not doing damage to somebody when you clink them with a rod or something, you can't wake them up from sleep or confusion when you have Stone Skin on.
Right, and I get, like, personally, I think those are so, like, tiny of... Like, there are specific fights where that is not great. Like, if there's a fight where AoE sleep is a real deal, like, yeah, okay, that's kind of bad. But
yeah, Demon Wall, for instance.
But that's going to be one fight out of every, like, 30. And in those other...
Yeah, the pros far outweigh the cons for Stone Skin, I think.
Yeah. Also, 14 is not a realm is not a realm that comes around very often for events, so like getting synergy for it is not easy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless necessary.
So now we're going to actually start the 13 realm proper.
Yeah,
we had a lot of shit to cover, but we're here. We're back, and we want events.
While we're outside of it, do you want a quick touch on the banners at all, or do we just want to jump right?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Fucking waste everyone's time some more. Why not?
Keep on waiting forever and
keep on keeping on. So these 2 banners, yeah, you know, like, they've got some good stuff on it, but again, they're getting overshadowed by the looming threat of Anniversary.
Even being overshadowed by, like, the Anniversary, I personally feel like these are incredibly powerful banners. And if I hadn't pulled on the FF7 banner to try and pull Sid's BSB, which I did, I would likely pull on banner 1 here, because there's a number of items on that I like. And banner, usually it's like one banner's heavily stronger than the other. In this case, I think both are quite strong. So,
there's a good reason for that. One reason in particular is Missile Time, Vanille's BSB, which is really fucking good.
Yeah. All right, so let's go on through banner 1 then. We got that.
Yeah. So Vanille's BSB, since I have it up, instantly it's an instant Kiraga. It boosts her mind by 30%. Her burst abilities are Light Eternal, which is 2 white holy magic attacks on one target that also lowers resistance.
Yep.
It's a breakdown. And Breath of Vitality, which is your standard Medica. So, yeah, Vanille's BSB is very strong, especially since she has the instant effect.
Yeah, the instant effect means that Vanille's BSB is one of the most commonly seen in multiplayer, as you can immediately respond. But even outside of that, like, it's just incredibly powerful for being like instant cast, also having mind up, also having a defense down. So if you're doing like a magic based team, you can hit harder. It's great.
So let's also take a look at Saz's BSB, which is yeah, it's a hidden winner.
So one thing to note, and we can't show it here, but Saz's BSB basically has the best animation. You'll have to take
it's got maracas.
You can take my word on that. Yeah.
But mechanically, it's pretty great. It's got a attack magic 30 for the entire party. It removes delay from Saz's actions for 2 turns, which is actually kind of important because his burst abilities are one attack that lowers attack and defense, and the other that lowers magic and resistance. So he's set up to immediately be able to fire off both of his abilities and just cripple the enemy immediately.
Yeah, so again, it's the same buff as Onion Knight's Gauntlets, the Vessel of Fate. So it does stack with Shout or something like that. So if you have a team that's like, physically based, you can Shout and then also apply this for additional damage. This gives you extra mitigation because the 2 commands are attack and defense down, which will stack with attack down, which will stack with attack, defense, magic, res down, a full break. So you can just keep stacking those breaks.
Also, if this animation does not make you want to immediately get up and love another human being, I don't know what to say to you. Let's see what Lightning's BSB is. Hers is actually a carbon copy of Zack, but focused on lightning instead.
Now, of course, this is Lightning's BSB 2, to be a little more specific. This is not Overture. Was it Overture?
Yeah, it's not Overture. This is new.
Yep.
This is it's basically 8 physical lightning and non-elemental attacks, lightning in peril, and her burst abilities are 4-hit single target, 2-hit AoE, but they both have reduced delay.
Yeah, so like the 4-hit single target, 2-hit AoE is like one of the most kind of like the generic BSB commands, but like with an imperil on it, good stuff.
Especially since like they come out pretty fast. The thing is too, Zax is slightly faster, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
If you want to pull on this banner, just fucking pull on it. I'm not your dad.
Alright.
This is Fangs and Wind.
Oh,
pretty nice.
The arm guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, hits pretty hard, and also the item has a plus wind on it for just like if you need a piece of equipment that has plus wind.
Yep.
So would work well for somebody. I think Zack could equip this, that sort of thing. If it's somebody that is wind based.
Absolutely. So the Canopus AMPs for Saz, it's basically Shout, except replace haste with a magic blink. That's pretty nice. Yeah,
that's actually pretty good. Like, again, I talked about how in like Transcendent Mistine is a multiplayer thing you'll see a lot. Magic blinks are also a very effective thing in multiplayer. Like, you watch us do the Sid Reigns fight. If you have a magic blink in that fight, you can just blink the ultimate seraphic ray, and then whoops! Oh, we're not dispelled? Oh, whoops. You know?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Eight AoE attacks in lightning from this fucking thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, 8 is the amount of hits that you would expect a single target SSB to do, and this just hits everything.
Yep.
Fuck, man.
Yep, that is AoE. Also, it is important to note that this is a much more powerful Enlightening than Lightning's other equipment that I can't think of that has Enlightening, which is...
the Guardian Corps uniform, which gives her just Enlightening, and that's it.
Enlightening and no attack. It's the worst damn thing in the world. But also, this also boosts lightning damage as well, as a piece of light armor.
Okay, so here we've got Fang's older SSB, which is pretty nice.
Fang's older SSB might remind you of Agrias's Cleansing Strike. Because the attack and magic debuff is a very powerful one.
Yeah, there's a big reason why Agrias's Cleansing Strike is still highly valued, despite being a normal-ass soul break. Attack and magic, hard to come by.
Yeah. Also, for a quick comparison, the BSB commands on SAS are 20% breaks, because they're, spammable commands. This one's a 50% break.
Yeah.
Which, obviously, any boss is going to resist pretty heavily, but that's still quite good.
No, that's 25%. You would kill a man for that.
Yeah. And then we have
and
the last
Flamberge with Smite, whatever.
We haven't talked about the OSB even.
Actually, no, we haven't.
we just skipped over the OSB on this banner.
It does massive damage and breaks the...
It does have one important thing on it.
Hmm?
It's jump.
Oh, yes, it is.
Which
it's a jump attack.
Right, which means that this is an OSB that you can fire off for full damage from the back row. So.
Yeah, so another thing to note, some of these are typed in ways that you can exploit very easily. For instance, Zidane's BSB may look like just a usual wind OSB to you, but it's typed as Thief. Yep. And his Memory Crystal 3 gives him 40% to Thief abilities.
Yep, you can do the exact same thing here with jump. I forget who has that record materia. Is it actually?
It might be Kane.
It might be Kane.
It might be Kane.
It might be Kane.
It's either Kane or Fang.
Could be Sid. I don't know. I don't actually know who has it. I know there is a massive, a big jump boost record materia.
Yeah. Speaking of jumps, we have Vanille's USB.
Ooh.
It's pretty nice. Protect Shell. A barrier that allows them to avoid one debuff. This is new. This is status blank. And automatically heals damage they take for a short time. It's a Curata HP stock.
Yeah. So, first thing, this is kind of another example of a soul break that 100% obsoletes an older soul break. I mentioned Ovelia's hat much earlier in the stream, which gives Protect Shell and 2000 stock. But this one is Protect Shell, 2000 stock, and also status blank.
Oh my god, you just reminded me that this thing is... Never mind.
Presuna. Yeah, I like that name.
Presuna. Oh, that is strong as hell.
Yeah, so it works much like a magic blink or a physical blink, where the next time you would take a status effect, it is blocked. Of note, the Presuna name, it is pretty. It works on anything that can be a Suna, plus also slow, stop, stun, that sort of thing. But specifically,
we're also going to be using it forever, if you don't mind. That is something we are stealing.
But also doesn't work against instant death. You can't block instant death attack.
You can't block instant death. The sorcerers are going to tag you out one way or another. Okay, so this is Hope's second BSB. It's much more utility based, and we got to see a little bit of it in multiplayer.
Yep.
So 6 AoE holy attacks. Plus magic and res. Alexander has an AoE Dispel, which is the first of its kind in Global, with a small chance to slow them on top of that. It also grants the status Summon Strike, which is something that we actually have been seeing quite a bit on these newer Summoner BSBs.
Right, I think we've seen it twice before now.
Yeah, Summon Strike is basically your commands have an extra effect, and if you use the command that gave you Summon Strike again, then it does something awesome and removes Summon Strike.
Right. So yeah, it has a pretty strong entry damage, but as you said, importantly, no Unholy.
Yeah, unfortunately, Hope's first BSB is the one that has Unholy, and it's not one that we're probably going to see ever again, so hopefully we're going to get a... I mean, Hope will definitely get an Unholy SSB somewhere down the line to make up for that.
Yeah, definitely would have been nice to have for mid-trigger fight. You ain't kidding there.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so it has a mass Dispel, Slow, and turning on the Summon Strike, and then if you use it, it deals a bunch of damage, and then the second half has is just a single target, but it also has a stun chance if you are on. So
yeah, so for the most part, I think we're probably going to see people use Alexander all over the place.
It's going to be very fight dependent, but the fights it's good in, it's going to be great.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So there you have it. Hope's BSB 1 at this point is much better for if you have his OSB and his BSB 1. Ooh, buddy, fire up the cannon.
Yeah.
Noel is shit. His skill set is awful garbage crap. And unfortunately, this really hurts his burst, despite it being a carbon copy of Ferris's Burst Soul Break, which is great. This is, again, an instance of just because you have a good BSB doesn't make you a great character.
Though, to be fair, Ferris's BSB, which is, for those not familiar, this is a full break range damage, and then has
a full break down. It's stronger than a full break.
Yeah. It's a full break with, I think, 10% more on it. And then its commands are a slightly more powerful power breakdown and a slightly more powerful magic breakdown.
Yeah, so basically the same.
Yeah, but
it's just that Ferris also has like this ludicrous skill set that like she's got Dancer, Machinist, Sharpshooter,
I think,
Thief.
Well, Noel's skill set is honestly only bad when compared to Ferris, because Noel's skill set is still like Combat 5, Thief 5. I mean, you have to die for the Thief 5 and Thief 4 to start, but at least Combat 5 means that you could chain Life Siphon rather than Wrath, which you can do with... Yeah,
that is the thing that she doesn't have that he does have. Yeah. I mean, she has Wrath, right, and that does stack with Mug Bloodlust, but, no, whatever.
Yeah, anyway.
Do not chase Sid Reigns. Do not do it. Oh my god, do not, no.
Yeah, except for that Sid Reigns is really cool. So
fucking hell. If this was on the same banner as Vanille's, people would be going apeshit.
Yeah, and even so, these banners have a lot to talk about, but, so we've, how many times have we used Sid Reigns as a roaming warrior in these Ultimate fights?
Like 1,000?
Like all of them. Sid Reigns, if you're not familiar with it somehow, it's got a magic and defense party-wide 30% on the entry, as well as a magic up res down on command 2, and command 1 is your next attack is instant cast, so you just BSB, command 2, and then command 1 just quad 9s 4 times, and then your opponent just dies somehow. Like,
one of the stupidest things about it is that it has basically 60% magic boost on it alone. And it's these buffs are very uncommon and very stackable. On top of the quick cast on...
Yeah.
Fucking hell, Sid Reigns.
Because the thing with the quick cast is usually a BSB gives you 4 to 5 commands before you're kicked out. As somebody who's been using Elphanod, who has the same instant cast but not the same magic pump, usually you get 7 commands out of your BSB.
Yeah, you get a lot more bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Alright, so Snow's Entrench raises the party's critical hit chance and temporarily... So it gives him Retaliate on top of a moderate boost critical hit chance.
Can Does he actually have like samurai in his skill set? Can he even use retaliate normally?
I don't think that he can. I think he's just all about like monk and knight. So this is an interesting look for him.
But yeah.
Yeah. So that's the other disgusting thing about like Sid Reigns functions extremely well as a roaming warrior because just about any dark mage with Memento Mori can plug in and just delete everything.
Yeah, I mean, again, something to mention with Sid Reigns is when I said it has a magic and defense boost, and I said it, but I want to make this very clear. Party wide, 30%, magic and defense, which means it stacks with like onions or it stacks with sheep song, like. Also party wide.
Yeah, with just Memento Mori, you got fucking 90% of magic boost to play with.
Also, then you have your magic up res down from your command 2, which means you're hitting the cap, like the, Snow's got combat 5, celerity 2, monk 5, knight 5. Okay, so there's no samurai in there.
Howling Soul is, like, it's a pretty nice super soul break. It's 6 instant physical attacks with a high chance of stun and removes the delay from his attacks for 2 turns.
Yeah, this one's quite good.
Yep.
I know you're no fan of Noel, but this ain't bad.
And I'm like on the fence. Like mechanically, I don't like him a whole lot, but well, you'll get around to Final Fantasy 13 too eventually.
Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be a while, but we'll get there.
Seraphic Ray. This is Sid Reigns in Holy. No, this is his Imperil Holy.
Yeah, Imperil Holy. Funnily enough,
why are you using fucking...
Sadly, this doesn't have his better SSB on it, which is his coat, which has a, like, it dooms him and gives him, like, quick cast and gives him, like, it sets it up to go into his BSB perfectly, his coat, so...
Hey, did you know that Sid Reigns is fucking unstoppable and a Beast Lord?
Yeah. A Yule that's a fan.
Sarah's buff is pretty nice, too. It's magic and mind by 30% with haste.
Yeah, this one's super good. Like, again, so Sheep Song, as we talked about, is magic 30% haste and, like, regen. This is magic 30% haste and mind 30%, meaning that your, like, white mages are going to be a lot more effective.
Ultimately, I can recommend, like, pulling on either of these, but, you know... Right. Like, please, don't chase Sid Reigns. For the love of God.
The first banner is like focused very heavily around like a couple characters. Like Fang has 3 items on it. Lightning has 3 items on it. Saz has multiple items on it. So like if one of those is a specific character you care about, like that's a good banner to pull on. Banner 2 is a lot more of like a ramshackle all sorts of things, couple Noelle, Sarah, but then like it has the big winners of Sid Reigns BSB, and also like all the BSBs and the USB on there are quite strong. So
yeah, I think like the problem here is that Sid Reigns, since he's there, it may very well mean that he's not going to show up on the OSB Fest banners.
We'll see. All right, let's
yeah, like one can hope. Anyway, we're finally getting to the fucking events.
It's ranged.
The nitty gritty.
This thing's ranged. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, this thing's ranged.
Don't walk into this fight and like not have any range damage or with like 5 melee dudes. Don't do that.
Yeah, 13 is all about like 13 and 10 are just lousy with ranged enemies and they suck.
So, I just always want to note that right away. But also, this one's really weird because you just fight the same guy twice.
Also, I don't think you've reached this guy yet.
No, I haven't.
Okay, so pretty standard. He absorbs lightning and is resistant to wind. So just like note that when you're going in.
Yep.
The second one is basically exactly the same, except one of your conditions is to use black magic on him.
Which you were probably doing anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's ranged. So, actually, let me see. I can pull up my... Hit this button.
Alright.
Hit submitted. Of Lines on Love. Scroll down to... Not you.
That's the thing, too. Since you're fighting this guy twice, you might just accidentally gloss over the fact that the conditions are slightly different.
Ooh. The fights are slightly different too. That's it.
Like he gets Hellstorm Bolt,
yeah,
I think that's
yeah,
it.
that's it. He gets Hellstorm Bolt.
Uh-huh. Zulais is a powerful name. I agree.
So yeah, you just want to make sure you bring some form of black magic to the fight.
Yes, indeed.
Which, who's got that here?
No problems.
I guess you just roaming warrior for, like, I don't know, Terra's OSB or something. That counts as black.
Yeah, that's my only other thing, too, is, like, since I have Hope's BSB, his first one, and his OSB, I'm basically set for him. He has carved himself a very comfortable little niche.
Yeah, you were using him to beat up Torment bosses.
Yeah, like, here's the thing. Hope and Sid Reigns are the only two characters in the game that have, that can use Holy Elemental Black Magic. That's actually pretty dang nifty.
Yeah.
Especially in Hope's case, because Hope is much more centered around it. Sid Reigns is more focused as a dark magic user, although once you get his BSB, that shit just flies out the window.
Right.
Because suddenly nothing matters.
What else to talk about with this fight? Oh, full physical. Yeah, full physical. Magic mitigation is completely useless in this fight. I think I say as Shelga is being applied. Whoops.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's just something that I do.
I know. I do it too. It's like my first.
It's instinctive.
My first couple turns in most fights are just like, yep, you do this, you do this, you do this. But I always like to note it because it means like if you're having trouble with specific fights, you can tech a little more in that direction. You can give up Shelga in order to maybe give yourself additional healing magic or damage. Yeah. If you have almost everything this boss does is lightning damage, with a few like an AOE physical, just to be like okay. But like
just keeping you honest.
You know, any lightning resist you have is pretty cool.
See, the other thing too is that
you just barely got that multi-break in under the wire.
Also, I have a lot of ranged weapons for Final Fantasy 13, fortunately, because well, when you play this game during Halloween, they tend to give you two different types of relics. The first one is called the Evil Pumpkin. The second one is the Witch's Hat. Both of them are Final Fantasy 13 items, and the pumpkin is a ranged weapon.
It's also a ranged weapon with a bug that they kept on it,
where it like gives you X billion evasion.
Yeah, it gives you a bunch of physical evade. Cool.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Just like remember, Dana will not remove buffs that are entirely beneficial to the player with no negative downsides. I also learned something very weird.
Oh?
Summon magic counts as black magic for this condition.
Really?
I believe so.
That's
because, like, Swift Spell is Celerity, for whatever reason.
I was pretty sure Swift Spell was black magic because I had it ruin a condition for me once. Well, let me pull up the onion.
Weird. Like, I could have sworn that they typed it as Celerity when it first came out, and they're just like, oh, well, I guess it's Celerity. Cool, I guess.
Onion Gauntlets. Onion Gauntlets is not actually what I wanted to click on. I want to click on Vessel of Fate. This doesn't tell me what the... Yeah, like, Swift Spell isn't... Yeah, it's gotta be black, because, I've had it ruin a metal condition.
Oh, okay, never mind, sorry. Extra Slice of Celerity, not...
That makes sense.
Okay, condition achieved. Go home, idiots.
This club is closed.
Forever.
And then... So yeah, again, the second fight here is more difficult because of that Hellstorm Bolt. But that's actually it. That's the only thing that makes it a little more difficult.
Do you have AoE mitigation, player? I hope you do.
Our next one up.
Bahamut.
Bahamut, yep.
Like all Eidolon fights from 13, it casts Doom on your entire party. A 60-second Doom.
Yes.
Bahamut himself is a very straightforward fight. Because he doesn't have really any elemental weaknesses to speak of, and he's just, like, physical and magical mitigation.
If you wanted to, so if you're somebody who wanted to have some fun with this fight, Bahamut is not immune to stop. So, if you wanted to do this fight as though it was like Omega from FF5, you could just,
let me check something. Does Refia have... I think she has Celerity 5? Because it's fucking Refia.
Are you looking for that one attack that does...
Northern Cross?
Yeah.
Well, if it's not Refia, then it's Fang. No, it's not Fang either. Fucking hell.
Well, Kite, hopefully your luck on the anniversary banners will pay off. This is what we call karma. You pay it now, and then later you get you get the good stuff. So
the wizard's tax.
The Reaper's curse has to be catching up with me sooner or later, you know?
Yeah, Refia Celerity 4, I realized that the second I clicked in the menu.
Like, I've had a lot of really good polls over the last, like, 3 or 4. I think the anniversary is gonna give me a bad time. We'll see.
I feel like I'm gonna get, like, 5 polls.
So, metal conditions for this fight are lower magic, lower defense, lower attack, so full break does it. This is also a boss that is, like, say you're having a problem with this fight. At this point, Bahamut's health is low enough that a roaming warrior, like an FF13 roaming warrior OSB, will just kill him in 2 hits. So...
Oh, by the way, Fang does get extra dialogue for this one.
Oh, nifty. Again, they're generally pretty dang good at that sort of thing. Like, if you bring the characters to the fight where they're relevant in, you get the cool dialogue.
Yeah, it's a nice little flavor text. Like, for example, sometimes bosses will just have dialogue in and of themselves, and it's really meant to make you fill in the blank. Also, Fang just did it immediately.
Nice.
Shouldn't be that big of a problem. Everyone else is like... Fang's just really there as a body, and also because I have her BSB.
So, oh, hi, Fang. Luckily for you, specifically, death is not one of the metal conditions. Like,
yeah?
It is obviously one of the normal metal conditions, but you don't actually lose metal on that until you are... Yeah, she's not the player-controlled character, you're fine.
You know something that's also nice?
Huh.
Like, we keep mentioning that the animations for these boss sprites get better and better. You also notice that, like, when he used Dragon Claws, he did this really elaborate swiping motion. It was cool.
Yeah. Again, they take their time with this sort of thing. It's pretty cool.
I love that level of attention to detail. Fortunately, now that we're, like, mainly online, don't need to worry about healing quite so much, so Canelo can get on the offensive as well.
Yeah, that seems fair, especially with your full mitigation up.
I don't even know if Refia is going to be able to fire off her thing. Like, she pops up in a lot of places. I just love using her.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I want to talk about with respect to the Doom. Somebody mentioned, like, yeah, 60-second air quote Doom. The timing of this game is actually based on as though you were playing the game at speed 3. Speed 3 is what the game considers default. It's what you're in when you're playing multiplayer. It's
speed 3.
It's not as noticeable in multiplayer because when you only control 2 characters, you have, like, you know, it's like, I just take an action, I take an action. If it was speed 1, it would be very boring and there'd be a lot less you would be doing input on. But so the Doom timer when you're on speed 1 feels like something like 150 seconds, and that's not counting the pauses when you're taking actions. So
Doom is incredibly fake.
Yeah. Like, the only time I've ever seen Doom, like, do anything is, like, specific bosses that give you, like, Doom 20 seconds or something like that, and it's, like, Doom... And, like...
Doom is like Shaman Overload levels of fake.
Yeah. Heck, it's a buff for Sid Reigns. His BSP entry does additional damage if he's doomed.
Fuck.
Alright.
Okay, Hecaton Sherries. This one is all about physical attacks.
Also, gonna say it right now, I do not think we're going to see Hecaton Share do anything.
Oh, you don't, do you?
Hecaton Share is not going to take an action. I'm sorry. Hecaton Share is going to use Looming Wrath and will never damage you. You're going to win the fight too fast.
Okay.
The way Hecaton Share works, Hecaton Share has 3 forms that Hecaton Share will form shift into after it takes a turn using loop.
Oh, that's why.
But the way its second form is, so it uses Looming Wrath, and then it switches to Form 2. In Form 2, it takes no action for 20 seconds. And we just established how seconds work in this game. You have a Doom counter that'll tell you when it's coming up. So, until you hit 40 on that Doom clock, I don't think Hecaton Share attacks. Of course.
It's kind of dumb.
Of course, once Hecaton Share attacks, it's this, like, ridiculous physical combo that just is, like, pummel, aerial tackle, hurricane kick, or something like that, or like can you?
Yeah, it takes like something like 3 or 4 actions.
Yeah,
in a row.
Yeah, so I don't think we're going to see Hecaton Share. So Looming Wrath, and that Looming Wrath means 20 seconds from now is when we're going to see the next attack.
Yes.
So.
I mean, next attack, you say.
Yeah. Hell, if this is a fight you're having trouble with, you can literally not bring any mitigation at all and just try to race down that timer, you know, if this was something that was like a wall to you. So...
Yeah, you know something really screwy? Onion Knight's BSB has Chain Cast as part of its gimmick, but the damage potency is reduced to compensate. They don't do that with Sid Reigns.
Well, even if it was, like, lowered to compensate, Onion Knight's BSB only gives you 30% magic, whereas Sid Reigns gives you 30% magic, and then also another 30% magic from your bargain.
And then you're using it on a Darkness Mage, so another 30%.
Yeah.
And that's not even counting RW, the fuck. It never ends, this shit.
Anyways, this is Hecaton Share. A boss that doesn't do it.
Yeah, it's basically like, if your DPS is high, it's just solved. It's a thing to wail on.
Also, a kind of interesting point with it is even if your DPS isn't like solved, the combo is specifically coded to attack the character with the highest health with all of its attacks. So if they're not one-hit killing, it's not going to like target the same person 4 times.
Ah.
It's gonna like pummel somebody, then tackle somebody, then hurricane kick somebody, and something like that. It might use Quake, which is AoE, and that sucks, but like, well, don't worry, we'll get to see Hecata share again. So
yeah. So now we have the Behemoth King. Thing to note is it absorbs lightning and ignores wind damage, but that's about it. It behaves the same way as a Final Fantasy 13 Behemoth does.
1 second, I'm gonna have to... I'll be right back.
Just go ahead. I've got plenty of time. Alright, so this thing behaves exactly the same way as a Final Fantasy 13 Behemoth behaves, which means that it starts out in feral mode, and it just sort of wails on you with little claws and bites and stuff. And then at half health, it regains all of its health, stands upright, and then pulls its horn out of its ass, and it's like... Now it's got this big giant meat cleaver, and now it's throwing Thundara at you and all sorts of crazy shit. So this is secretly a physical and magical mitigation boss. The Thundara is no joke, and his Sunder attack is Earth Elemental. Fortunately, that's really all there is to it. If you can hack that, then you're all set. So, please, by all means, bring plenty of lightning resist if you feel that the second phase is just not going to cut it for you. Yeah, lightning resist, man. Just because, physical mitigation is definitely the majority of it, but Thundara, again, hits fairly hard. So, might as well have all your bases covered. So anyway, this is kind of a team that I had to sort of cobble together, like, from the offset because I didn't have enough time to make a proper team, but here you go. Sarah and Hope are going to be doing as they do. Ferris is going to be piling on the debuffs, and Penella and Y'Chtola are, of course, going to be doing their thing. What's really nice, too, is that with parties like these, you have Hope, who has White 4, which means that he can also provide... he can also share the load with Penella and Y'Chtola, since Protecka and Shelga are standard affairs for any given fight. So, there you have it. Penella doesn't even have to bring multi-break because Ferris is on duty. And also, you'll notice that Ferris has Thunder God's Might equipped on her. Because I really don't have any, like... If I had a knight character, then I would definitely be bringing Lionheart to put on that character. But as it is, I don't really need aggro for this team. There you have it. Sarah also has Dispel for reasons that we will see a little bit later. So, let's just get to it. No need for this just yet. We definitely will be bringing that, but why don't we just chill out for a sec. Enjoy our bloomin' onion. You'd think that they'd, like, switch it up a little bit. Maybe the King Behemoth has a nastier attack that you weren't expecting? Something like that. But, whatever. Thank you, Kazaloth. I'll probably take you up on that. Thing is, well, I'd say that I'm full up on followers, but I can always do some spring cleaning. And this is why you bring Dispel. Although I probably should have added... Accidentally fired off a second onion, but oh well. This thing will most certainly die before that becomes an issue. Because that's the thing, it also kind of coasts on the fact that it's using its phase where it goes upright as sort of a crutch, an extension of his health, if you will. I will go ahead and say this, a lot of the ultimate fights have plenty of things that you will want to dispel, so please be sure to bring Dispel or Vanishing Strike or what have you. It's just good sense. Other than that, once our shit gets online, not gonna be that big of a deal. Ah, there we go. Yeah, that threshold didn't take very long at all, actually. So now this is where the real shit is. There's Sunder. I'll go ahead and throw in an extra slice.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, hey. I'm fighting a behemoth.
This looks like a giant dude with a... Excuse me?
You don't remember the last time we did this?
Oh shit, no, you're right. Fuck.
Yeah, this is what they do. This is what a 13 behemoth does.
Sorry, I walked in and didn't see it get up. I just, like, walked back in and I saw it standing. I'm like, what the fuck? This isn't a behemoth.
It's a behemoth.
Alright.
Like, I love Final Fantasy 13 behemoths because they're just, like, the dopiest shit you could possibly imagine. It's so silly.
Luckily for me, at the rate that we're going, by the time we get to one of these in actual 13, I'll probably forget again.
I mean, really, who needs spoilers when you could just have this selective forgetfulness?
It's actually quite useful.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes it's bullshit, and, like, I just forget, like, insanely easy facts. Like, I was doing, yesterday I was playing Tales, and, like, there's been this running thing where you go talk to, you go and talk to, like, a priest, and one of your party members talks about how they're a giant criminal, and the priest is like, what the fuck? And I just forget what characters I've done that with. I just completely can't remember. It's like, oh, is it Laphicet's term? No, we did Laphicet last time. Don't you remember that, Jens? It's like, no, I'm a moron.
I mean, to be fair, Tales games have, like, what, a billion zillion side quests for you to do?
Yeah. This one's really good, though. Like, seriously.
I mean, that's really the thing that just holds me back a lot, like, mechanically for Tales games, just because they have so much goddamn stuff to do.
Yeah.
They ride so heavily on content. Bloat.
But they also have fashion.
Yes, they do.
Okay. Now, this is the only fight in this event that I actually get to bring knowledge to bear. The Ultimate Plus fight.
Yeah, because you've done these.
Right. So, I don't know why, and maybe this is something that happens later in the game, but the ordering on this is one of those gauntlet fights that we have a lot. This is something we bring up a lot. We have the gauntlet fights, and the gauntlet fights are a test of your, like, kind of, like, fortitude on hones and the ability to take out enemies in a row. Why are these ordered wrong? Like, so these are the first bosses you fight in the game. The Manasiv Warmech is the scorpion boss you fight as the first boss in the game. The Mecha Bulbasaur is a boss you fight like a little bit later in the game, it's Mecha Bulbasaur, and element changes or whatever, and you have to hit it with the opposite element, and then it switches or whatever. But then there's the Garuda Interceptor, which you fight before Mecha Bulbasaur. Garuda Interceptor is like the second boss of the game, and then Mecha Bulbasaur is like number 4 after Dreadnought. So I don't know why. Anyway, they're ordered wrong. Also, there's a lot of text here.
Gee whiz, I hope someone got fired for that.
Cupo,
the important thing to note about these bosses is that the first one has a lightning weakness, and the Garuda has a weakness to wind. The Bulbasaur is more of just like, you know, can you deal with element shifting gimmicks?
Which the answer to element shifting gimmicks is to shove it up your damn face and die. Like, I hate it.
Dang Skippy.
I will always ignore element shifting gimmicks as long as I can, and luckily, this one does not have, like, hit the Bulbasaur when it's Ice Weak as one of its, like, metal conditions. It's just, like, lower its defense. Yeah.
Just one thing to note, though. The Garuda has scripted slogans.
Yeah.
So be careful on that one. Make sure to save a shout or an onion boy or what have you just for that.
Yeah. Might be worth bringing, like, Affliction Break, too, for just that.
The thing is, like, it's scripted, but sure, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, sometimes scripted ones are just unstoppable, sometimes they're not.
Oh, never mind. It apparently has normal slow chance because it is specifically saying, wear accessories that give you slow resistance. Oh, what might those be, pray tell? We have them in Japan. Fuck it, never mind.
Well, he starts weak to ice. Okay, the Bulbasaur starts weak to ice. That's good to know, at least.
Nice.
Like, so this is something they've moved kind of away from in the game, is like some of the older fights, if you go and do them, like Kaiser Dragon, will have like element shifting gimmicks, and then their metal conditions are hit them while they're weak to this, and it's like this thing shifts between 6 elements, and you want me to just sit around and like take it on the face while it's shifting? That's dumb.
No, we expect you to just reset, because if you take it on the face too long, you just die.
Yeah. So.
Duh. Okay, so we have a lightning weakness and we have a wind weakness. Now tell me, what 2 characters paired together would be best to tackle that sort of thing? Why, it would be our friends from the disciplinary committee, Fujin and Raijin.
Oh, I even said bring an Affliction Break, and well, look who's here, you know.
You know what? I'll go ahead and humor you.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, she is going to be using Zan a lot of the time, but sure, I'll go ahead and bring it just in case.
Well, doesn't Zan have a...
No, Zan is her in
Oh,
wind.
that's the in wind. Okay, wrong one.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, like, wrath up a storm and... Actually, never mind. Hold on. How can I shift... over here? Oh, never mind. Raijin has pinpoint heals. I don't need Kiraja. I can just slap a Faraga on Ishtola and have her pity cast that. Oh, good.
Faraga, what do you need fire for?
Metal condition.
No.
Because it starts on exoproofing ice.
No. Exploit weakness to lightning. Exploit weakness to wind. Lower defense of the Bulbasaur.
Oh. Well, then fuck everything.
You do not need a fire.
Did they say lower defense of the Bulbasaur specifically?
Lower defense of the Aster Prolifidorian, which is the Bulbasaur.
Oh, the Bulbasaur. Okay.
I say the Bulbasaur because the actual name is both like... Yeah, Protoflorian. There we go. Anyway, it's a Bulbasaur.
Final Fantasy 13 is a game full of things that have stupid names.
It looks like a Mecha Bulbasaur. I don't know.
Yeah, so let's call it a Mecha Bulbasaur. That's just what it is. So, yeah, I have to... Because I have only 2 Wraths. And better that Wrath be in the hands of Ferris and Ishtola than otherwise.
That's fair.
I mean, as much as I would love to just have Fujin Wrath Up a Storm forever and then just slap everyone in the face with 3 Zans in a row, I'd probably die long before I could do that.
That's fair. Oh, whatever. Nora. So
okay.
I'm so mad about that.
So what can we do about? Screw it. It's another onion.
Always onion.
We do need that Heiska. Yeah, that stood for no obligations, rules, or authority, and it was also conveniently the name of Hope's mom.
Because we needed it to.
I get to spoil that because Slough is already there.
Oh God. I'm glad that I got to that without knowing that. I would have been a little.
It does kind of ruin the experience, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, because I literally, as it was said on screen, I'm like, wait, is her name? And then, like, it happened, and I was just, I freaking died, so. I became a ghost and ascended to the astral plane. It happens sometimes. I come back, but, you know. So, Scorpion.
Yeah, here's the other thing, too. Ninja skills are blindingly fast.
Alright.
The skill that I'm using for Fujin is Stitch in Time, which used to be total ass until Ninja Magic got really good. Because what it does is it boosts a ninja's magic by 30%. And then lowers its defense by 30%. And Fujin is one of the characters that recently is just like all about ninja magic. So it helps her a lot.
I don't think so, because the last 13 event was a 13-2 event, right?
Oh crap, am I seriously gonna kill this thing before I get the chance to fire off his burst?
Maybe. Oh, yeah, no, this specifically, the... Sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong 13 event. Yeah, this one thing here, the War Mech, it was the...
And I'll just hold back. Okay, jeez.
Yeah, you gotta wait until you get your BSB off.
Yeah.
Sigh. Whatever, so you have to... This also gives you time to, like, set up the breakdown.
Yes, it does.
It also gives you time to take a fuck ton of damage.
Yes, it does.
That's nice. That's good.
Okay. That's one metal condition down.
Yep. So...
Not very often where I have to think about that sort of nonsense.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that makes Fujin's SSB really freaking good. It's instant.
Yes. That's like its superpower.
A trait that is shared with her Burst Soul Break, which is also instant. Seriously, you can just like wrath up like 2 charges and then just have her immediately in wind into her BSB and just go nuts.
Yep.
Okay, so fortunately I do not have to care in the slightest about her shit. The Bulbasaur.
Yeah, Fujin is instant death. That's just how it works.
Yeah, like, I think the only thing that I was missing, too, from that banner is Fujin's BSB, and that's it.
Yeah.
I have literally every other good thing on there.
I'm pretty happy just to pull Raigen's BSB. It's so strong.
Oh yeah, it's so much fun to do, especially when you manage to get it off in its entirety.
So the third enemy here, the Garuda Interceptor, is only physical. Whereas the first two enemies here were both physical and a bit of magic. Like the first one had one magic attack, this one has a couple magic attacks. That sort of thing. So, just to talk about like mitigation and all that jazz.
Yeah, like I said, I'm also holding back on using that second onion just because, remember, we've got some slogos coming up.
Yep.
And I also want to make sure that Fujin manages to get a second charge so that she can just instantly smack that Garuda's weakness in the face.
Right, so that you actually get the... Yeah, that's very important. Are you waiting on your detonate?
Yeah.
Well, if you're waiting on the detonate, what's gonna kill this thing?
You'll see. Like, remember, the charges remain on him even after his burst is over.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I've literally never had a fight go long enough for that to matter. Like...
That's the one downside of Raigen's BSB. It takes a long time to get going, but it does have the highest damage potency in the game.
Outside.
And it's not even like he's not productive while he's busy doing this shit.
Yeah.
Because he is also doing pinpoint heals when he charges up.
Alright.
Okay, so now we do this.
I like that you're starting the fight just, like, immediately with a... Like, the boss appears and it's just Sam. Like...
Yeah. Although I do want to make sure that my buffs are up beforehand.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
And incoming slow go.
Let's see. Ferris should be able to shrug that off pretty easily.
I think it means you might just want to have Raijin detonate the moment you get to his next turn.
Oh, absolutely.
So the danger...
Because chances are it's probably just going to, like... My charges are probably going to wear off if I try to risk a Meteor Crush.
Yeah.
At this speed.
It would be incredibly close. And I would not want to risk it. Because, so the timing between a normal attack, usage, and like, the bar going up is 6 seconds. When slowed, that goes to about 11 or 12, and hasted, it's about 3. The time that the buff stays on is 25 seconds.
Goodness gracious.
Yikes. The time that the buff stays on is 25 seconds, so it would be 12 seconds and 12 seconds. So, assuming you don't, like, assuming everything is perfect, you know, but oh my goodness, that damage is unreasonable. What the hell? Immediately counter barriers, immediately it's like, oh fuck, I'm screwed. Like,
yeah, I didn't even have Meteor Crush up. What's up?
yeah. Well, that was something.
I'm telling you, man, once Raijin gets going, he gets going.
Yeah. So every charge of Raijin's BSB, when you do the lurking and heal up, adds an additional attack and ups the damage potency pretty heavily.
And the damage potency is, like, by default really high, because otherwise he'd be really bad.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to charge him up all the time. The high damage potency is there just to make sure that you don't have to charge him up to full every single time. Okay, so, finally, we've got the Ultimate Plus Plus. We have Bahamut and Hecaton share at the same time.
Alright, so this one actually isn't that bad of a fight from the look of it. I realized that, like, we watched Newbie fight this thing for like an hour.
But again, he has his hand tied behind his back. He employs a low SB approach to things.
The reason I say that, you remember what I talked about Hecaton shares AI?
Yeah, huh?
Yeah, Hecaton shares AI. So, if you kill Hecaton share in the first, 20 seconds, they don't do anything. Also, a lot of their physical attacks are tauntable, both from Hecaton share and Bahamut. That's the way you want to take it.
I think I'll be fine.
But
you're here in the back row.
The actual biggest difference here is that, like, versus Newbie's playthrough is going to be Y'shtola's wall.
Also, I have, like, tons of damage options out the ass.
Yeah. So we've got what is our party you're bringing to bear?
Okay, so I've got Ferris for debuffs, of course.
Okay.
Kuja is going to be our Sid Rain's vessel. Hope is actually going to try and do his own thing for a while, and maybe, like, throw in Dispels for when Bahamut starts getting uppity with a haste. Although, what I could do is I could also bring a... yeah, I think I'll do that. Another strategy that Newbie employed in order to cut down on the amount of counter hastes being flung around, because Bahamut counters things by casting haste. By casting it.
Yes.
This is key. Because I can do this. So what you do is, you cast Reflect on Bahamut, and then he just keeps casting haste on his own damn self, and it keeps bouncing off.
Kazloth, that is a new one. I have not heard that before. I've been told my voice is very distinct before, and compared to a number of people, but I've not heard that one. Thank you.
I've been told that I'm a literal horse.
Really?
The way I laugh and everything. I think it's just the way I laugh. Because I get a whinny going here. Whatever. Okay, so let's find ourselves a Reigns. Oh yeah, also this is Fujin's BSB. It's really freaking good.
Yes.
Enough about that. Oh, I see how it is. Suddenly, oh, there we go. I knew they couldn't be hard. I knew they couldn't be hiding forever.
It's a 13 event. Sid Reigns has to be literally everywhere.
Ah, a literal ass horse playing FFRK. I see.
So yeah, the biggest fear with the fight is likely going to be Bahamut's, like, what is it, Ignis, or whatever the hell he throws around that's just like flame breath.
Mm-hmm.
That's very powerful. And also, if Hecaton share gets off an attack, it can be very damaging.
Absolutely.
Oh, how'd the polls go, Dallas? Hopefully hopefully Sid Reigns found... Sid's gloves found their way into your lap. If not, hopefully something good did, you know? Alright, so the clock is on. Start the clock. So kind of a funky thing here is that Bahamut is, Bahamut here is countering with haste on literally anything. So, like, if you, for instance, use, like, multi-break or something like that. Hey, nice.
Ooh, Sid's BSB. Wonderful, wonderful.
Congrats.
And this is also the other really nasty part. His rush attack can inflict paralysis.
Ooh, yeah, I forgot to even bring that up. Yeah.
Yep, I should have probably brought Ultra here or something.
Yeah. Also, technically, wow, got 3 of them too. That's
yeah, that's a burn.
That's not good. And paralysis is nasty.
Oh, the other thing too is that we're in the back row, you know. That's extra protection from his physical attacks.
Some of them.
Oh no, Hecaton Share's got to fucking move.
Oh yeah, so Hecaton Share in the first fight is 20 seconds of do nothing. Hecaton Share in this fight actually will, like, act quicker than that. Because obviously this is an ultimate plus fight.
That's hardly a counter, that's a preemptive. You're breaking the rules.
That sounds excellent. Your dark team there, Dallas. Anyway, though, now that Hecaton Share's done the counter, Hecaton Share's back in the hole where they won't do anything for another like 10-15 seconds. They just do lots of high damage stuff and then wait. And then do a bunch of high damage stuff and then wait. That's their thing. It's kind of weird.
The good news here is that Hope isn't completely out of the pocket because, like, I still have his actual VSB and his OSB.
Right.
So once he wakes up, even if he loses Sid range shit, he'll still be good to go.
Right. So there's the Looming Wrath, which I think means... I think in this fight is 10 seconds, not 20, but...
Also, I think what I'll do is put on Kuja's in Dark and help him along a little bit.
Just have him, like, burst down, like... Are you going to try to burst down Hecaton Air? Or Hecaton Share?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I think from now on it's just going to be Shining Moment on Hecaton Share. In all honesty, I think Hecaton Share is much less scary than Bahamut because Bahamut has physical and magical mitigation.
Yeah. Well, technically, Hecaton does have a magic attack. Quake.
Yeah, that's right.
Quake guy, I think. That was one of the things that was getting, again, in newbies, that was one of the things that was getting them would be like, Bahamut does the party-wide magic, and then the Quake comes out of Hecaton Share. It's like, oh, well, fuck.
The other thing to note, too, is that since this is a group boss, they get the group discount, so they have less health.
Yeah, not only that, Hecaton Share's health is something like, I'm looking at it now, 40,000, I'm sorry, 80,000 lower, almost. Bahamut is a little over 240,000 health, and Hecaton Share is about 170. So, yeah, like 75,000. A lot less is what I'm saying. Shining Moment. Oh, yep, and the 10 seconds is up, so we get all these hits. Again, I kind of mentioned how the scripting on those hits works. They are scripted to hit different players, or different characters. So, Hecaton Share isn't going to just knock out one person with 3 attacks to the face. Alright, so that's one down.
Hopefully, Hope should be able to take this from here.
I think so. And then everyone else does support. That'll be fine as long as Hope doesn't fall over, and as long as you keep mitigation up.
Speaking of which, I don't think Ferris acted the entire time, so whoops, there goes that medal.
Oh, shit, you never... Oh, well. You're probably also losing a damage taken medal. Yeah, you're probably not getting the mastery on this. Luckily, it's a 1 stamina fight, so like if you do this again in the future, it doesn't matter.
Jesus Christ, Ferris, are you going to wake up at any point? That would be grand.
Okay, maybe you don't get any medals because you're literally
Do you have any mind at all? Holy crap.
Ferris probably doesn't have a very high mind stat, no. That's kind of incredible.
Yeah, like, even with Penelo's mind up, like, everyone gets a 15% mind boost from her. Christ almighty.
Whatever, just, you're not getting medals this fight, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I won't worry about it.
Like, it just is, alright? That's just how it is. Nobody gets any medals, you don't get mastery. Bahamut, scared of being in the stun lock, pulls out the stun lock. Fuck. Ooh, holy crap, you got Hope's BSB2 from your 100 gem? Damn! Congrats. That's good. Come on, counter haste on the dispel.
That is some massive luck right there.
Come on, I wanted it.
Oh, shit. I think I'm just gonna hold off, real quick.
What?
Oh my god, please survive. Alexander, there's a time to whiff, it is now, my buddy. There we go, okay.
No, now that Ferris...
I'm just gonna hold back. Ferris finally woke up. She'll have her burst ready.
It gives you a chance at getting the medal conditions here. I like how you're holding back on evidence too, just because it might kill.
Everyone's too strong. Stop being so strong.
Also, Farrah has like basically 2 bars ready because of how long she's just been stuck in the damn presser. Ferris, please get out of the presser. Okay.
Fascinating.
Anyway, I highly doubt you're getting mastery.
Okay, and there's the magic pixel. Oh. You know, it says something about these fights when I just assume there's a magic pixel.
I just always assume that all bosses have guts, you know? Every single boss has guts. It's really annoying, but I don't know why they design them that way, but they do.
Oh, what was that about not getting champion, motherfucker?
Did you seriously not take the damage taken? Holy shit.
Look, like, it didn't even matter, because I, like, did all of the other conditions.
Your entire party is at half health and you didn't take a damage taken star off? That's... Or even action stick. I didn't think you got Hecatoon Share's defense. You got Mug Bloodlust off on turn 1 or something like that.
Motherfucker!
That's why. I'm like, there's no way you didn't take, like, damage taken stars. It's like, no, there's 2 missing, but yeah,
Ooh, the things that you forget in the heat of battle, my goodness.
You got Mug Bloodlust off as, like, the one move that Ferris got before getting paralyzed. Okay. Well, that's...
Wow.
That's good.
Amazing. So, with that, we have done it. We've finished the, finished the stream.
Well, that was...
It had a lot to cover, but, you know, we managed to get through all of it.
Yep.
What a stupid fucking fight. Bear's just sitting in the corner having a smoke.
Ferris steals Bloodlust and then immediately doesn't attack for 40 seconds? That's, I don't think you stole Bloodlust at all.
Oh, Kazeloth, I don't do CM missions. I hate them with my life.
Sooner or later, you'll get to the point where you do them, but... like, I realize you don't like them because the rewards are like, just some major orbs, but I like them because they're a challenge, you know?
That's a personal thing.
Right.
My dislike is a personal affair.
Huh.
Just as your like of them is a personal affair. It's one of these things that they call opinions.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, that's perfectly fine. So what's going to happen is from now on, unfortunately, because of daylight savings time, we're going to have to shift it back to 9:30 at the latest. At the latest.
Yeah.
Because again, we try to keep this going immediately after Wandering Newbie's stream, because I think he's got work in the morning, so he gets precedence. But sometime in the middle of next week, I do believe that Slyo and I are working out a strategy for how to make a Final Fantasy Record Keeper walkthrough tutorial.
Yeah, like just a beginner's thing.
Yeah, a beginner's thing, just to get you all started out.
Like, it might be this week, it might be... Like, who knows? Maybe this week we all get sucked into Orb Fest and then that never happens. But it is definitely something we want to do very soon.
But next Sunday, for real, is going to be the FF2 event.
Oh, holy shit!
Yeah, this one introduces Emperor Mateus, the bad guy.
Oh. Excellent.
No one ever realized that dude had a name. He just sort of waltzed into hell and no one ever bothered asking.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't he just...
Because he stomped them. I love that too. I just love that too. You kill the Emperor and then the Emperor's just like, whatever, gonna take over hell, idiots.
Oh man, excellent.
And then he split his soul into two just so that he could go take over heaven and multitask.
Look, you gotta be efficient about these things. So yeah, I also will do this because that way it's not self-promoting. If you like what you see, VPrisoner has a Patreon over at patreon.com/VPrisoner.
Oh yes, I really appreciate that.
Since I'm plugging it, isn't self-promoting. A+.
Yep.
So
it's not shameless. It's just fan service.
All right, this was... Holy crap, this was like 2 hours.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I'm glad that you reminded me about the Patreon because I do have some shout-outs to make because, like, kind of have to. Running my tears. Thank you to Mastazah and thank you to Zombo Ace for making donations. Really appreciate that. And that's about it.
All right.
Okay, so we will see you next time, hopefully with the tutorial, but otherwise with the Final Fantasy II event.
Yep, see you next time.
See you then.